Hello everybody, in this video we will see the structural organization of cell. In previous video of the chapter Fundamental Unit of Life, we have covered what are living organisms made up of. To continue the same chapter, in this video we will cover structural organization of cell. Structural organization of cell contains plasma membrane or cell membrane, cell wall, nucleus, and cytoplasm. This is cell membrane, and this is the plant cell. In this, cell wall is present. Cell wall is present only in case of plant, fungus, and bacteria. And nucleus, this is the nucleus. Animal cell contains the nucleus in the center, but it is slightly away from the center in case of animal cell because of this large vacuole. And cytoplasm, this blue is things liquid. This is the liquid thing, fluid. In this, all these organelles are present. That is called cytoplasm. Here also in the plant and cell. Come to the next slide. Plasma membrane. Here we will see under the plasma membrane, what is plasma membrane, role of plasma membrane, why it is called selectively permeable, and how does the movement of substances takes place across the plasma membrane. And also one more point that I will discuss in the next video. What will happen if we put an animal cell or a plant cell into a solution of sugar or salt in water. So now, what is plasma membrane? Plasma membrane is the outermost covering. If it is a cell, this is the outermost covering that delimits all the contents which is present within the cell. Cell organelle, cytoplasm, whatever it is present within the cell, that is delimited by this plasma membrane. So this is the outermost covering that separates the contents of the cell from its external environment. Role of plasma membrane. What is the role of plasma membrane? Plasma membrane is a plasma membrane of a cell. It allows the entry. If it is a cell, it allows the entry of the substances from outside the environment within the cell, and also exit of some material which is present within the cell from cell to outside. That is called exit of some material out of the cell. And also it prevents movement of some other materials because it does not allow all materials to go inside that and come outside of it that. So it prevents the movement of some materials. Why plasma membrane is called selectively permeable? Because it allows or permits the entry and exit of some materials in and out of the cell, and it prevents movement of some other materials. The role of the plasma membrane itself defines why it is called selectively permeable membrane. Now next, how does the movement of substances takes place into the cell, and how do substances move out of the cell? There are two processes, diffusion and osmosis. Here we will see the diffusion of gases CO2 and O2, and osmosis. Within that it is a movement of water we will see. Now diffusion. Within this diffusion, what is this? First of all, it is a spontaneous movement of any substances from a region of high concentration to the low concentration. So in case of diffusion of CO2, we will see that we know that the CO2 is produced within the cell. So the concentration of CO2 within the cell will be more as compared to the external environment. And we know that diffusion takes place from a region of high concentration to the low concentration. So this CO2 will move from cell to outside. So this is the diffusion of CO2 from cell to outside. Now diffusion of O2. Because in the process of respiration, where the breakdowns of food occurs within the cell, O2 concentration is more within outside the environment. So it will definitely move from high concentration to the low concentration, because here the concentration of O2 is less and CO2 is here more. In this case we have seen that CO2 is more. So from high to low it will move. That means from external environment to the cell. So in this way diffusion of O2 occurs from outside to cell. So this is all about the diffusion in case of under the plasma membrane function. We have seen all these things. Now next to osmosis. Here it says that water obeys the law of diffusion. That means it moves from high H2O concentration to the low H2O concentration. The movement of water molecules through a selectively permeable membrane, that is plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is selectively permeable, so that's why it is written here selectively permeable membrane is called osmosis. That is movement of water molecules. Now, but this osmosis is affected by the amount of substances which is present in the water restrict the movement of water. And because of that reason it always move from because some amounts of substances are always dissolved in the water of the cell. So movement of water always takes place from high H2O concentration region to the low H2O concentration through a semi-permeable membrane, that is the plasma membrane in case of cell, till equilibrium is reached. Equilibrium is reached means what? That means when the concentration of H2O will be same. If here 4 molecules of H2O, so here also 4 molecules of H2O will be there. That is, it shows that the equilibrium has reached. So this is all about the osmosis. In the next video, we will see what will happen if we put an animal cell or a plant cell into a solution of sugar.